Welcome to the morning show. Canada's Conversation starts now.
McFarlane is a Juilliard-trained actor and no stranger to the stage, having starred in several Broadway and off-Broadway plays. But he's best known for his role on the hit television series Brothers and Sisters, where he played Kevin's other half, Scotty. Take a look.
Why didn't you tell me before?
Because a part of me loves it that way. I feel needed. Growing up, I hardly felt noticed, but you... It's like you can't get through the day without me. I can't. And sometimes I let that go too far.
And Luke McFarlane joins us now. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
Can I start with Brothers and Sisters, because that was one of my favorite shows. That was Modern Family, before Modern Family was there, because you guys, especially the role of Kevin and Scotty, the relationship there, basically changed the way America deals with gay couples.
I think we definitely moved the bar forward. I'm really proud of that work, for sure. It was great to have an opportunity and to get the support from so many people. So yeah.
You also came out publicly for the first time through those years.
I did. I sort of felt like, it'd be a little bit hypocritical if I was playing this character that was a role model for a lot of people and, not speaking about my own situation.
Right.
Situation?
We talk about the situation. I know, it sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
We've talked about that, though, in different contexts on the show, when the athlete recently came out as well, and how this can affect your career. Do you feel like, I suspect that male lead roles are what you would like to have in your future. Did you feel like making that move was going to jeopardize that?
I think there's always a level of concern, and you always have to make decisions, for your career, but I think you also have to make decisions for your life. I looked around, I saw a lot of people they were just kind of unhappy, and what are you trying to protect, really, if it's not your life and not your level of happiness? And it hasn't hurt me, as we can see in this new show, where I get to play the comic half of a, boyfriend-girlfriend couple. So, and really grateful that opportunity was given to me, and was scared that it wasn't going to be, but people were able to look through and see.
But you can see how things have changed. It was, I think, a decade ago when Rupert Everett in My Best Friend's Wedding came out, and then he couldn't find a role after that, but times have changed quickly.
Well, it's also, and I can't speak to Rupert's situation at all, but it's also what, there's so many factors that influence it, and we can always blame that, and we can always say that it's that, and maybe it wasn't. It could be a million one other factors, too.
Things that you don't necessarily see.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, you had a spot on, you're in Satisfaction, but you had a guest spot on Smash.
I did.
Yes, you did. And unfortunately, it's not being renewed for next.
It's not being renewed. But it was cool to be part of, it's just fun to kind of get to be a part of a show that I think there was so much hype around that show, and they wanted it to be such a big thing. And to get to do a little sort of cameo at the end it's awesome.
Now, you played in high school, though. You've got a little musical background there, right?
I was shout out to London, Ontario.
Ontario.
Yeah. Yep.
So it must just bring that out in you. Do you like auditioning for roles that that incorporate your musical talents as well?
I do. Haven't done a lot of them. I think as an actor, you got to keep your tricks kind of sacred. So then 10 years and you're like, oh, by the way,
flip that out.
So I actually didn't sing on Smash, but they got me singing on this show, which is pretty exciting. I might not on this show.
We were like, are you going to sing?
We're going to cut to me singing.
So is your character a musician on the new show?
No, he's not. He's a genetic, he's a PhD student.
Oh, of course.
But he fancies himself a singer.
Oh, great.
So PhD student, singer,
there you go. Good.
comedy. So.
There you go.
Now, comedy in Canada, a sitcom, is really something that there isn't a lot of history here. We saw Rookie Blue, of course, sort of break down
dramas.
Here. Yeah, dramas. And this one is sort of like Friends, but in 2013 in Toronto.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's so interesting you say that about Canada and sitcoms, because growing up, we have the greatest comedians
It's true.
ever.
Absolutely.
But they have to go south.
They have to go south. What's with that?
I don't know.
That's
so
unfortunate.
I'm really about sort of, Canada coming back and sort of showing that we are funny again.
Yeah.
And our writer, Tim, is one of the funniest people. The script was the funniest script that I read. So I'm really excited to show Canada.
It is unusual how people have to go south, though. We were talking to Kiefer Sutherland's mother.
Shirley
Douglas.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you. And she was on the show a couple months ago. That's the beauty of doing a show with her.
I know.
Not to mention two actors.
Someone's going to know the answer.
But she was here, and she really felt strongly in that very chair and felt very strongly about the fact that we don't foster a star system in Canada, and we don't...
The exception is Quebec.
Yes.
And that's because they're this pocket of a different language, but in the rest of Canada, we don't have you know, the same. I mean, you've got the, what are they called now? The Screen Awards. It's not the same as the Gémeaux in Quebec.
Yeah.
But I think that's changing.
I think so.
Yeah, and I think Luke is going to blaze the trail here. But, you know, I think everything is slowly changing, and that English-speaking Canada is making a lot more effort in creating and fostering celebritydom
Yeah.
in Ontario and BC across the board.
Yeah.
And it's what's going to help.
I don't know if it's a Canadian thing. Like, I mean, if it's a Canadian sensibility thing where we're just not those.
I don't want to
drum
get.
bangers?
I mean, I have these. I don't know what that's about because I definitely agree with that. I don't know what that's about because, but at the same time, Canadians are very proud of their country, like, and their products. And I believe in buying Canada, and we love Tim Hortons. But when it comes to Canadian talent, it is a little bit touching. Maybe it's because of our proximity to the States. I don't know.
So you are classically trained at Juilliard. You've done obviously drama on television. You're doing comedy now. What's that coveted role that you haven't done yet that you would love to do?
Honestly, it was doing comedy. I had said to my agent after Brothers and Sisters, like, that was fun. I want to do comedy. And I really specifically wanted to do half-hour comedy. When I look at a lot of actors I really admire, I feel like they've all done their turn in comedy. It's great training. It's about timing. It's about it's good lifestyle because, you know, it's not an hour-long filming.
Sitcom.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been great to meet you. All the best with the new project, Satisfaction. Luke McFarlane, thanks for dropping by.
Thank you so much.
Great to meet you.
We're going to take a break.